Good evening and welcome to Coffee With, your sci-fi, gaming, and cosplay show. We're here today with Captain Drew, Mark Sullivan, Admiral Jeff,
and I'm off the air.
And we just lost Mark.
One moment, please.
Here
we go. As I say, one moment, please. The internet is not always what it seems. There we go.
What's funny is, as I introduced you, was when it dropped.
Yep. Yeah, I thought the weather was over with.
Don't look at first of all, this past week we've had a pretty heavy natural disaster in the U.S. Over 100 people have been confirmed gone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are without power still. A lot of areas have no roadway to get anywhere. And every organization locally has been helping out. NASCAR sent a convoy of, I think, 6 to 10 trucks full of food. I know Dolly Parton gave $1 million towards helping victims. The U.S. military has been working on rescue flights with a couple of local helicopter for people for the area. They have been going nonstop, 24 hours a day, finding people, bringing people. There's been drone companies delivering insulin to people that they can't get to, and food. The rescue effort's ongoing, and they're working as fast as they can. If you've ever seen a Walmart or been in a Walmart, I've never seen a Walmart with 3 foot of mud and everything just shoved. The area where in my store the manager's office is had paper towels 9 foot tall. It's going to take them forever just to fix that Walmart to allow to have a access for food and necessities in the area. Bridges gone, roadways destroyed, 3 to 4 foot under the roads destroyed by this. So it's going to take a while. When you're donating, please vet your donation places, because some places only send 1% of whatever you donate. There are other places. I think it's Asian something. Asian. I gotta find it, but they have been cooking nonstop and bringing in stuff for 18 hours a day to feed people locally in this disaster. Like I said, please vet the places, make sure that they're actually working in the area and they're giving uh, more than 80% to the local areas. Other than that, positive news, the dock worker strike, 24 hours, already have a resolution and they're back to work. So that's positive for that part. So stuff coming out of the country to help this will be gotten faster than we expected. So anybody else? I know I wanted to say that at the beginning so that we can get that natural disaster out of the way. Me and Drew talked about it. Some of the stuff that's not published is amazing what's going on that people are twisting. So
and remember, if nothing else, our own actions.
Yep. The one thing that all these natural disasters always happen, and it happened in 2004 with the 3 hurricanes here, where families were helping each other. I know I got a buddy in North Carolina that they didn't have power, and when his freezer thawed, he cooked and delivered meals to the whole neighborhood, which were mostly elderly people, so that they would have a hot meal during the day. So remember that the people that are affected will end up helping each other. And this is when the best of the U.S. comes out, not the worst. So,
Yes, indeed.
So next weekend, we will be invading Drew's house and looking for booty.
This is a pirate party.
So we're going to kick off some cosplay. This time of year, you can go to Walmart. You can go to the Halloween store, Spirit of Halloween.
Spirit,
and get stuff for your cosplay needs. That eye patches, hooks, clip-on earrings, swords, and you can get them a lot easier now. I ordered a shirt off of Amazon, so I have my pirate shirt. So the whole cosplay for me cost maybe $27. And you can use it for different things. We were discussing after the pirate theme, the shirt could actually be used as pirate theme as a next generation holodeck cosplay. So, or hey, we found a planet that has pirate or a seafaring thing. You can go as a pirate. You can go to the Ren Festival, put your badge on your pirate costume, and now you're incognito. So, as far as cosplays, anybody going to do something fun? Because we don't know if we'll be doing con in November, but January looks like the next time we possibly will be.
I'm going to have to excuse myself. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to check to see how you guys are doing, and it looks like everything's up and at 'em. We'll talk to you guys next time, okay?
Take care, Jeff.
All right.
Be safe, Jeff.
Thanks for coming in.
Oviedo Mall's having another free event. It is Anime Ween.
Oh, cool.
That's going to be Saturday the 26th.
Well, don't we have one this weekend too?
I think we do. I've forgotten what the event is. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Spooky Empire. It might be because if I remember right, they have theirs before Halloween.
You know, they just moved location. Yes.
hmm
And we have a table there.
What? Which event?
I can't remember what it's called. You're the one that's supposed to be handling that. I handle getting all the goodies out.
Uh-huh.
I'm the goodie
Well-
master, remember?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, I'll be jumping on in there about contacting the people that are running things to see if they want a cosplay repair station. That seems to be the key to getting into these events.
Those are always so useful, and people don't see it until they need it.
Yeah. Well, we found out at the Kissimmee event,
Yes.
and they definitely want us back next year for that one.
Yes, with a much better area, and because they see what we're capable of.
I definitely want to know that date so I can ask for the Sunday off so I can go to that because the pictures look fun as hell.
Oh, they were. It was a blast. I'm still talking to the Renaissance Fair people for Orlando Renaissance Festival
Ooh, that could be fun.
to see if we can do a Klingon and Starfleet away team doing some scanning to get told, we've been scanning this place for decades. You can't run around looking like that.
Well, maybe it's about time for first contact.
Yeah, it's a little too late. Yay, we're here.
Second contact.
Nah, we observed them for decades, and then we do our first contact.
Well,
Yep. It's
weren't
about
we going
time.
to have a couple people in like the pirate costumes as like Klingons come up and go, "Hey, we've been here all along. We are second contact."
Yes, but I'm working with them to do the
Oh,
come up
okay.
and correct us.
Yeah, you can finally say "yar" instead of "y'all."
Arr. Yeah, I did pop into Carol's mystery post on Facebook to do a advertisement. A little over a week, but I did the whole pirate start, and when I read it, I'm like, oh, that doesn't read what like my voice said. Whoops. But I think people got the gist of it.
Oh yeah,
So sometimes clearance is good, and this ties into our gaming stuff. I got a couple of these on clearance. They're normally like $20, and I think they were like $6 to $8.
what are they?
It's called Star Wars Rivals Expandable Game System from Funko.
Well, I only ask because we can't really read it or see it.
Yeah. Hold on. At the other camera, which I had added and I took off, and I didn't even think about this. Okay. Pop this up.
Ah, there we go.
Star Trek Rivals from Funko. So I got one for
Star
a friend
Wars Rivals.
that's in the 501st, and I got one for our game collection over at Drew's house. So, like I said, always be checking clearance sections when you go into the store because you never know what you're going to get.
Yes, we have several places that we can look.
And then I picked up a thing to get the nostalgia going, little plug-in emulator that basically comes with a couple controllers and the game stick, and has 20,000 games from the 80s or 70s, 80s, and 90s. So I think it's Atari to PS1 games. So there's a lot of games that I didn't play because my parents were broke. So, and some of those games are more fun than the games made now. So they're not too expensive, under $20 most of the time. You can find them on whatever the hell it is, and TikTok has them now.
Amazon.
I think Amazon has them too. That sometimes the price will be higher. Sometimes the price will be like $5, but you have to pay $30 to have it delivered.
AliExpress has them.
AliExpress, that's the one. But I'm going to try and set that up so that I can play that this weekend, just so I'll have a little relaxation game to clear my mind. But that's game stuff. We've talked cosplay. Talked the party at Drew's. We talked a little bit of cons. Any sci-fi shows y'all watched lately?
I've been watching a lot of classic stuff. TCM has been running a lot of the interesting movies, like The Thing from Another World, the original one, not the Kurt
Black
Russell
and white one.
Yeah.
Well, there was The Thing. Then there was the '80s remake, which was in color.
Yeah.
Which had what the hell is that called? The dog.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, they're doing that. Still haven't heard anything if they're actually going through with another Star Trek movie. I know there is going to be a Mandalorian movie.
Well, last time I heard, they are going to go through with the Star Trek movie.
Well, that's good. So hopefully they found somebody. Kurtzman definitely is not going to be doing that one, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have watched a cool show. I've got Apple Plus through my contract with T-Mobile, and everybody knows I don't have any Apple products except for Apple Plus. But they're not bad. They're just not for an IT tech. Sorry. But on Apple Plus, there is a show called SEE, and it has what's Jason Momoa as the lead in the show.
Oh.
And it is about a world after a nuclear disaster, and everybody is born without sight. So it's basically the sightless becoming more like probably after a 1,000 years after the Ice Age, where they're starting to ride horses. They make swords and all that stuff. They make villages and all. They fight each other. But some people are born with sight, and they call them witches and hunt them because they don't want. They blame sight for the disaster. So it's got 3 seasons.
Ignorance is great.
It has 3 seasons and very well done. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I might actually rewatch it sometime because the acting wasn't bad. They highlighted that because of the enhancements in hearing, sometimes we that have sight are bumbling idiots. So,
Only sometimes.
basically, at one point, the sightless person is teaching the sighted person how to fight, and the sightless person is beating the hell out of the guy. And he goes, "Part of the problem is you're relying on your eyes instead of listening."
Ain't that a truth?
And it like I said, it's got romance in it, it's got intrigue, it's got weird culty things in it, but it kind of reminds me of if you do a deep dive in history of the Dark Ages, how they were hunting witches and they were all into this is God. They believe that the sun is God, basically, and they have a queen that's very cultish at one point. So, like I said, pretty good show. I would consider it a sci-fi show because of the natural
The
disaster.
post-apocalyptic. Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a budget version of Zardoz.
That's
I'm
digging.
going to
John knows what I'm talking about.
That's digging back.
I'm
Yep.
going to say it's not budget because every scene had at least 40 people in it. They rebuilt. They had like skeletons of planes. They had cars that were blown up. You know, they didn't. It wasn't a low budget production.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Jason Momoa being the main actor, it was very. I would say Stargate Atlantis feel, as far as if Stargate Atlantis was a post-apocalyptic area. So, like I said, I would.
Technically, it was.
Well,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Truthfully,
they were looking around to find the on switch for a couple of seasons, and they finally did. Found out the damn
Yeah,
thing
they
could
just
turn
like
into a
John
spaceship.
Shepard walked in.
no, they stole the on switch from the replicators.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
good enough.
like I said, I didn't expect it to be so good. I started watching it, and I'm just like, I watched the whole thing, all 3 seasons straight through. And the last episode, people wanted it to go for a 4th season, but the last episode was a true wrap up, kind of like.
Mhm.
Wait a minute, Drew, have you watched the last season of Discovery yet?
No.
I can say this: the last episode of Discovery was a good wrap up. Probably the best that.
So
any
I've
other-
heard from about 50 people.
But
Not
I'm
counting
saying-
you.
this show wrapped up in a very similar way. So, I thoroughly enjoyed it. They could have made a offshoot, but at least it was wrapped up.
Yeah. It had a good run.
A lot of the programs, when they finally got into themselves and understood what was going on and who they were, they did have really nice roundups.
Yeah. The only
Just
one I
there's
felt,
too many times that the director says, "Well, my vision is," and it's like, wait a minute, you didn't write this thing.
Yeah, no shit. Kind of like the last season of Game of Thrones. They couldn't really make the last book of the Game of Thrones series.
To me,
Yeah.
2010, where Kirk dies. I'm like, you couldn't even be original and come up with your own at that, huh? You had to borrow from somebody else and then flip it around, and then ruin quite possibly one of the most powerful lines William Shatner has ever said.
Yep.
So Drew has been working with Special Olympics for years with his daughter and all, and the local Presbyterian church in Winter Haven sponsors once a month a gathering.
Saturday Night Live,
And
they call it.
I've gone to three
Three of them.
of them, two of which we did Fantasy of Flight. And the latest one was Fantasy of Flight 2. And Casey's Printing printed our probably about 300 sheets of folded instructions on planes. Now, not everybody in that group can fold planes. And the two of us definitely aren't enough for the group that we had. I think we had 30 or 40 kids. And I used
You really want to know how many were there?
Sure,
We
because
had 58 kids there.
I need a raise.
Okay,
Let's see. It's volunteer week.
There you go.
Okay, you get 2 cents.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
I got him.
Oh, we both did it at the same time.
It's Jorn. Come on,
Jorn.
Jorn.
Welcome.
Yeah. Where am I?
I don't know. Your camera's not
You
on.
were in the bottom corner. Where do you want to be?
You say my camera's not on?
Nope.
Yeah, your camera's not on.
But your mic sounds great.
Yes.
Yeah, it's loud.
Yeah, well, it's a different circuit. So where is it?
Well, obviously it's on your screen somewhere.
Under settings, go up to camera, and you should get a listing of the cameras that you can choose.
Oh boy, 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 boy.
Drew, I did hear the good news about JR.
Oh yeah. Hey, I've been keeping steady with that one.
What's going on with JR? I heard he went to surgery.
He
He's
had
like-
the surgery. They were about to send him home to complete recovery because he's in a nursing facility. He started seizing. They were afraid it was sepsis. They ended up having to intubate him. They got him into ICU. Fortunately, he had not left the hospital yet. A mutual friend of Tag and a member of Starfleet, Anona, she's like, uh-oh, where's JR? And he had not had his phone
There we
turned
go.
on
It's on.
because
Just have to
it
move it to the
was,
left.
because his phone's battery was dead and nobody could get a hold of him. No one knew what was going on. She stormed in there and said, I need to know.
Who is this?
Anona.
Oh, okay.
Down a little bit more.
She's on the Andromeda. She goes to physical therapy in the hospital where JR is at. So she goes in and makes sure. Apparently today he was, the intubation had been removed. He was doing well. He was in decent spirits. He had to go get some x-rays done and some other things, testing for where they took the legs off. But he's coming through this like a real warrior. He's doing well.
Took the legs off?
Yes.
Yes.
I think at his knees, right?
Bilateral amputation, slightly, from what I understand, it's above the knee, just above the knee.
Wow.
Well, I hate to say it, but I guess he doesn't need those anymore.
No.
Yes.
He has had some serious issues with his legs, developing pressure sores. That when most people it would take 2 or 3 months to get rid of it, for him it's going to take 12 months to a year. 12 months to a year and a half. So it's better to just, every year they were checking his circulation. They were checking muscle strength, and basically from the waist down, he's jello anyway. So
Okay.
So we were talking about last weekend. We did the Saturday Night Live with the kids, and I mentioned that we use the term kids loosely because some of them make Drew look like a child.
yes,
But
some of
they
them make Jorn look like a child. Let's just get this out here. The oldest member of our kids, well, the oldest four start at 83.
But Stacy's printed about 300 and something paper airplanes, and me and Drew tried to help them as much as we can. We got some of them with paper airplanes to fly. I have a lot of pictures of what we had, but Drew bought 5 or 6 foam planes. He brought rockets. He brought
Air rockets where you just push the tube and it flies.
a few spinning things to give away, and it was so much fun. And I'm gonna pop up the pictures and we can talk about it. But Jenna, their coordinator for the event for the church, and Drew basically ran the most of it. I was the firing officer.
He controlled the flight. He was the flight line.
And I gotta say, my people hit the target many times.
Yes, they did. This eye, this nose.
Whoa. You had planes that are supposed to fly and not hit anything, hit the target.
They were drones.
They were what?
They were
drones.
drones. Because these people,
I'm not Russian, I'm German, so.
Hey, but they thought you were Russian. Because I said Drew's the target, and 2 out of 5 hit Drew directly.
Yeah.
Well, if Drew would just slow down, he would be less of a target.
All right, you slow down too, John.
So let me pull up these pictures, and we're gonna go through them. They were awesome kids. I did a TikTok with them, but we're going to look at the actual pictures. So you see the foam planes all over the place. That orange plane actually bounced off Drew.
A couple of times.
And then, wait, I did catch that picture. See, it was flying directly at Drew.
Yep.
Dang it. Hold on.
Wrong way.
Back, right?
Yep.
I think this is the paper airplane one. They're kind of mixed in.
No, they're the foam ones.
I got confused because the paper airplanes are everywhere. Here's the paper airplane one.
Yeah. All of these individuals have special needs. I've been working with this program, well, Carol and I have, for 10 years.
Okay, is there special need to hit Drew?
No. Only when Sean is controlling the flight line. It is a great program. A lot of the First Presbyterian churches nationwide have it. It's referred to as Saturday Night Live. This was a joint program, by the way, because Starfleet provided all of the airplanes. We had a blast with the people. We had a blast with the event, and normally you get this, oh, it was good to see you, and they walk away. we had a meeting for the next one, the one coming up in October. And although I volunteer because of Tori, that's about it. I get this. So, do we owe you anything for all the fun you brought the kids?
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, excuse me? Who are you talking to? Because no, they're my kids. They are my kids.
Me and Drew actually
And they're like,
looked up.
okay, just checking.
So next year, me and Drew are going to get the foam airplane kits for the kids because it might be a little bit easier to get them to put together those than holding the thing. But we already were planning next year's Fantasy of Light.
Do you guys realize that I've got a Star Trek origami folding book over here?
No, I didn't know that. I haven't had a chance to go completely through your library.
You need to sometime.
I still need to bring you your monitor.
Yeah.
Jordan has a library that has a chair in it, and when you sit in it, it might as well be one of those old castle libraries because you go into it and the shelving is the antique style, actually carved stuff. It's pretty impressive. And I'm not talking about the one behind him.
Oh no! That's the periodicals. That's the little show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's got a whole room full.
There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
The egg in there,
6,
John.
5, 6 6-foot tall bookcases in my downstairs room.
And a Mac 10 of goodies in a closet down there. So
Yeah, and he has some workshop space too that rivals Drew's. It's like you go over to either house and it's like, oh, this is a crafting house.
Yeah, well,
Can you tell?
that's why we bought the house, because of the 3-car garage that I could put enough crap in to do stuff.
Although Jordan's 3-car garage has less stuff than Drew's 2-car garage.
Yes.
Although we do have like set pieces for
Transporter room.
the transporter room.
Not to mention Special Olympics. Athletic equipment.
A surfboard or
A stand-up paddleboard. Stand-up paddleboard. Toe rack. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot in Drew's thing. But like I said, if you ever get to go over to Jordan's place, he does have a library that's impressive. Him and his wife have crafting areas that, depending on what craft they have, are like amazing. He's got everything from 3D printing to resin molds to.
So which camera are you using, John?
I'm sorry, what?
I'll turn off one. Well, I can't turn it off though. Yeah. I was going to use the other one, but it doesn't give the details when I have to show stuff. So
Yes, I know.
but like I said, Jordan's got an impressive setup.
I'm very envious of his.
The reason I got so much stuff is that when I came down here, I wanted to get stuff going, getting people to make stuff.
Yes, and you have a decade or so ahead of me of putting this stuff together,
A decade.
at least.
But
I've been making molds for the last, God, what, 2 decades almost.
That's all right. I'm trying to figure out how to make one that's multiple piece.
You just cast each one of the pieces.
No, I want to cast that statue.
Oh,
Kalis.
okay. Guess what?
What?
I printed you and Mark a regular sized one, but I've had problems with the legs breaking off.
Ooh.
So it's just one leg. So if you
I'll
guys could
fix
fix the,
all right.
so I've got her made in white.
Okay.
Tomorrow I have issues. Tomorrow I've got appointments. What am I doing Sunday? We're going to dogs.
Problem is, if I print it at the 200% that I printed that first one at, that takes 500 grams of filament. But if I print it at 100% instead of 200%, that's just over 100 grams of filament.
Wowza. That info takes up some space, don't it?
Yeah, and the fact is I'm using 20% infill. So I'm not filling it all the way up.
Well, that's okay. You take the damage and you fill it with a pen, with a 3D print pen. Then you glue the two pieces together.
Yeah, well, I've got the broken off pieces to give you guys.
Okay. You mean to give to me so I can fix them and then bring it to Mark?
Yeah. if Mark's okay with that.
Gold, silver, or black, Mark? What color you want it?
Well, let's see. It's Kalis. What do you think?
I was going to go with black, like the one that's in Worf's quarters.
Works for me.
Because it's an obsidian statue.
Yes.
Okay. The other idea would be to make it in bronze.
Well, yeah, I have a two-tone bronze paint, but no, I prefer the obsidian look. And I've got a black with a glass type finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next thing that we have a table at, and I go to, I've already purchased the fidget zipper bracelet so that we can give out for the Humanities 101 Foundation, as we are representing the autistic awareness and accommodation.
When's that?
When we get a response from
And when's the one in November?
The one in November, I think, is the first weekend of November.
Right.
the Outcon.
Maker
No.
Fair.
Oh, there's one.
The Outcon has not gotten a hold of me, and nobody wants to talk to me. So, you know.
Is it November 2nd as well? The Maker Fair?
Yeah.
And the problem is,
And we
according
have
to
a
Drew,
table with no people.
and according to Drew, it's at the same place as Maker Fair,
Really?
Well, it's at
the Orlando Fairgrounds.
Yes.
Do we have a table at Maker Fair?
Maker
Yes.
Fair, yeah, we got a table.
We just
Okay.
need Klingons to man it.
So, Drew, you want to figure out how we can get there? And I can't take the Friday off, but I can get off Friday and
Okay, you can show up an hour before the event on Saturday
right.
to do setup.
Okay.
So you don't have to take
It gives me
time
to
off.
fix the tablecloth.
No. Normally I take Friday off so I can sleep a little bit on Friday. so I can change my schedule.
Okay.
But I do have Saturday off, or Sunday off, so I'll be able to recover. But I've got the fidget spinners.
It's Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, we got to figure that out. But we need to plan the booth. So I'll be coming over early for the party next week anyway, so we'll figure that out. But like I said, I've got the fidget spinners and all so that we have giveaways for whatever event is our next one. And Dr. Dutch, the lead on Humanities 101, thanks us a lot for what we did at SpartaCon. And their chief volunteer. Also, I gave that report, and she was thankful for it as well, because they're trying to develop the media packets to send to their volunteers. And Dutch said, if you need anything, fidgets or whatever, let me know. I'll have it sent to you. So,
okay, Sean, I got to ask you, can you do an AER for the event you had? That event you did with the kids?
the Special Olympics one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the
Actually,
airplanes.
That's the special needs, not Special Olympics.
Special needs people.
Okay.
The more things you guys do, the more credit you're going to get. The more credit you're going to get looks good on everybody down here.
Okay. I the only reason I think me and Drew didn't think about that was we weren't in tag uniform specifically.
That's
Not
okay.
only that, we never do it for credit. We never think about that.
So
I know. That's why I'm reminding you.
You know the look. You notice the drill instructor look on his face when he said, "I know."
Is that how a drill instructor looks?
yeah.
When you've been busted, yeah.
You know, we got a problem. John Hardy is going in the wall.
John's making a house. So coming back to things, we try on this to highlight people that are doing amazing things as well. And last week, there is a thing called McKell's Learning Center over in California. It popped up on my TikTok page, and I'm like, this is impressive. So I'm going to play one video from them just to give an intro, and I'll talk about it. Screen.
Michael's Cafe is dedicated to hiring and giving job training to people with developmental disabilities. Hi, my name's Kate, and I am a cook at Michael's Cafe. Working here, I've learned how to make new foods and smoothies. One day, I'd like to learn how to make an omelet. I'm really good scrambling eggs and the best cappuccino. I like working here because I get to meet new friends. Working at Michael's Cafe has made me feel confident. I'm looking forward to keep growing and having new experiences here. I'm so proud to work here and be able to show everyone what I can do. Michael's Cafe.
Okay. Michael's Cafe doesn't only do food. They actually have a print shop that they do the hats that she was wearing and t-shirts. So they're teaching these kids skills while employing them. And there's hundreds of videos from this place. And this is what I think if an organization could put something like this in every state, we would be able to make a difference in not only taking the stigmatism of somebody with disabilities can't work away, and also bring our workforce skills that, I'm sorry, a developmental person doesn't need to be stuck as a maintenance person to clean up the spills and the bathroom. So when I saw this, I was so impressed. I've watched probably 50 of their videos. So they are in California. Mikkel's Learning Place is what it's called. And they actually teach and have the people that they taught teach the next person. So if
So
that
carrying
person,
it forward.
yep, so that person masters the skills, they teach the next person. So, like I said, the videos, if you watch the videos, they always ask the questions of the person that is there and have them give their thoughts on it, not, hey, I own this place, let me tell you all about it. So, like I said, pretty impressive. They actually showed the hat that that girl is wearing being made in one of the videos, and he went through the whole thing, printed the stuff, separated it, got it ready for the press, and you actually saw the full steps of how to do it. So definitely check out Mikkel's Learning Center. Search for that on TikTok, on Facebook. They have a website as well. So I just wanted to highlight somebody in this world that's doing the right thing. So,
Good. We need more people to do that.
and I know Drew.
Make him become a Klingon.
That's what I do like about our tag group. It doesn't matter if you have a handicap or whatever, you're part of the family once you join it.
Yeah.
And we have CAG members that are in wheelchairs. We have CAG members that are like me, have invisible disabilities, and all of us want to volunteer. So we thought, did we actually talk about JR on the show? Yeah, because when Jordan came in. But JR, before his surgery at the last con, actually worked and helped out at the con for probably 3 or 4 hours of the 5 hours or 6 hours that it was open. So just because we have disabilities doesn't mean that we can't function.
Do anything.
And people that have disabilities as a society, it's better to help others than to become the richest people in the world. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. Any
By
extra
helping
money?
others, we can become the richest people in the world.
True, but all of us don't have a lot of money. But at our extra money, we try and find things to help others. The Humanities 101 giveaway, the SNL, the SNL Fantasy of Flight thing. We don't ask for money when we do these things. We do these out of the kindness of our heart. And I don't even think about the fact that we're doing this for a nonprofit, and the stuff that we donate to it. I got told this week, yeah, any stuff that you buy to give away for this organization, all you have to do is tell me how much it costs, and we'll give you a receipt so you can take it off your tax. I'm like, I don't think about that stuff.
Oh.
So,
That's why you've got an accountant to keep you in mind for the tax benefit.
yeah. Uh,
Well, here's JR.
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, this man just went through double leg amputations, but
Bilateral amputation.
with the amount of pain he was in, he begged for he's been begging for people to be able to pick him up and bring him to events. And now that we have somebody in his area that brought him, he was so happy to be able to help others at the event.
Who do we have in his area?
We
Well-
came with the SFI Andromeda.
Okay.
He's a dually, just like myself and Sean. Jesse picked him up and took him to BartoCon. He loved it. Mike and I were headed to an event, and this is where the photo came from. He raided a Starfleet event in full Klingon gear.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
So we've been trying. Unfortunately, he lives almost an hour and a half to 2 hours away from me and Drew. And
I know.
we normally get to the event at the dark 30 time period because we help out with other people setting up sometimes. So we've never had the ability to make that 3-hour round trip to pick him up. And when
Well,
Jess
with this
said,
going after this, I will. I'll make that point.
Jesse said, "Hey, I can do this," and basically, in order to get back in the vehicle, I had to take the tables from Jesse's van and leave them at Drew's house, and Jesse picked them up. But he also had to pick up another person that the vehicle broke down on the way home. So, like I said, the group that we have built between the SFI and CAG group do care about each other, do work for the community, and it's a pretty impressive group of us. I would rather work with people that are broke and want to help one another succeed in some way, which than a person that is rich and only wants himself to succeed. So, positive things. Did I say that I bought a pair of size 44 shorts and put them on, and they're so loose that I can put my fists inside of them and have room? So the weight that I've lost and the sizing, I went from a size 48 to possibly a size 40 pants with the 120 pounds I've lost.
You may have gone down more. You may have gone down more than that. If you lost 120 pounds, you may have lost more inches too.
Yeah, but I wore size 44 at 245 in high school. So I'm thinking it's about either 40 or 42 is the actual waist. I didn't have a pair that I could put on.
Well, take your belt sometime, put it on, tighten it up to where it's comfortable, and see how many inches that is to decide if you can go down to 42.
Yeah.
Because I found that there is a price break, even at Walmart, between 44 and 42.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a couple of bucks on the pants.
I'm just going to say, size 48, normally they only had one pair in all the styles ever.
That's surprising because of how much America has packed on the pounds.
Yeah. So it was hard for me to find pants that fit. Now, even at 44, the difference in the amount of items that I have options
Yeah.
is amazing. So I will be trying. I will do that. But like I said, I was just happy to be able to fit my high school size short and have enough room. So, like you said, I'm probably smaller than I am, but
Mhm.
that was the $2 pair of shorts that I found. You know, so I got a couple pair of shorts and I got a couple pair of sleep shorts because the ones that I had were stretched out and need to be thrown out. So uh, when I saw them for $2 to $3, I'm like, score.
Yeah, go for it.
But
Yep.
like I said before, the one thing they don't tell you when you lose weight is you're going to be cold as shit.
You're going to be what?
So losing the 120 pounds, and I've checked with a couple other people that have lost that amount of weight or more, and for some reason your body changes. Like at 73 degrees, that was comfortable for me before. Now I go over to Drew's house and I go and have to go outside in the 89 degrees and go, man, this is comfortable. I'm good. At Walmart, on the side of the store that was always, I was sweating to death. I'm comfortable. On the side of the grocery side, I'm having to put on a jacket now. So they don't warn you about losing all your body fat.
Well, I've got the other problem because I'm from Nebraska, and the body fat that I've got that I lost doesn't insulate me at all because my body is geared to go from a minus degrees to 100+ degrees.
Yeah. Typically, I was doing the survival camp, it would be 40 degrees, and I was with just a light jacket and pants. Now I'm afraid that I'm going to need a ski suit for that temperature.
Well, I was watching a Antarctic adventure cruise that people have been going on and talking about how they're doing a outdoor excursion camping outside in 0 degree temperatures. And I'm remembering my first camp out in Nebraska was below zero.
When I rejoined the church, you know, actively back 15 years ago when I was going all the time, the first camp out we went to, it was 20 degrees with 25-mile-per-hour wind.
Okay. What does that equate to?
It equates to having 100% humidity and you freezing your butt off. So if you weren't sitting beside the fire, you were getting hypothermia.
Well, you see, being from Nebraska, specifically Omaha, we're next to Sac. So the Scoutmaster rented Arctic sleeping bags for us.
Yeah. That was also where I figured out don't use blow up mattresses in winter.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
It literally means the ground is so cold that it freezes the air and it's like you're laying on a block of ice. It's better to just lay on the ground.
Yeah. Well, or throw a blanket down. That's what we did.
Now I've got the 3-inch autumn black the self-inflating mat that I have. that
Yeah.
I brought over to Drew's a couple times. That one is rated for negative 65 degrees. And I don't feel anything when I'm using that one. I just put a blanket over top of me and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something fell.
What'd you drop, Mark?
Don't know. It's probably leftovers from the storm.
You missed it, Jorn.
Still?
During the introduction, he dropped his whole camera setup.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. When we introduced him, he flipped the whole camera over.
Yep.
Okay.
I was
It was
checking
like,
fan. I
I'm
was
going
checking
through
fan. Yeah.
introducing everybody, and all of a sudden,
Yep.
Mark's gone.
Technical difficulties.
But I know Drew's got to wrap it up. He's got
Yeah.
to take the dog.
No, I got midday tomorrow. Get their nails done. But there is something that Jorn needs to know because he's the author. He knows about it. The production company I've told you about
Yeah.
has decided they're not going to just consider it. They want to make them into fan films.
Okay. That works for me.
They say that doing this from the Klingon perspective is probably going to be one of the best things to hit fan films.
Is this Neutral Zone Studios again?
Well, that's one of the studios they're associated with. Yes. So yeah, we're going to be setting up for a lot of stuff. They're coming early for Tori's birthday party because we are going to discuss it when I give them the printed copy, one of the printed copies of the stories.
Okay.
And then I will need a bunch of Klingons.
Okay.
A whole herd if I can get them.
Well, actually, I think you only need 5 or 6 for the first story.
Don't cut me. Don't cut me. We'll find a place for you in the background if nothing else.
Well, yeah,
We need
because it is a
Klingons.
ship. It is a ship.
Mm-hmm.
We need to break the habit of, oh, that sounds good. You go do it. How about that sounds good? Join us. Do it with us.
Is there a part in the story that we can use Tori like a battering ram?
We're working on writing one specifically for Tori, basing it on the giant killer. His
there you go.
military career.
I'm just thinking have 2 of the bigger people grab Tori and act like they're using her.
Oh, yeah. She'd love that. She'd love that.
But
Making her out to be the power play. Yeah, that works.
I'm wanting to see how far we can make it fly.
That's going to be a big paper airplane.
Yeah, one that screams.
And that's quiet. Trust me.
Yeah.
Tori, if she's standing beside you, you will go deaf.
Mark
Yeah.
and Jorn have both, and so has Trudy, heard her scream from her room. And even then, it's painful. See all the fun you missed, John?
Yeah, I
You really need
guess.
to come to this side of the pond. Really.
Yeah. And
I think the last time I visited you, we made the trip down there.
Yes.
So it's your turn to come up.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting on Mike to make the schedule right.
I started casting the chips today.
Okay.
Jorn,
We've got a couple of things we got to do.
how is your wife?
She's doing better.
Good. It's the last
She's-
time we had a show.
2 more injections.
Oof.
Sunday she gets done with it.
Is she home?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
Even better.
last time we had the show, we were doing the memorial for Johnny. I can't think of his other name. My brain is not working right now.
Johnny.
But in midst of the show, Jordan's wife had to go to the hospital. So
Yeah.
she is doing better. And I'm so happy that is the case. So now, the one advantage to coming to Drew's house next weekend, Jordan, is there will be cake.
I don't eat cake. I did not sign on for Marie Antoinette's. Let them eat cake.
There's other food. I'm just saying that's the one I know because every time he does one of these things,
Unfortunately, my
sure.
surgery got moved up to next Friday.
Man.
Is
Okay,
that
we
a
need
good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's earlier than they had originally scheduled it for.
Okay, does Drew have your wife's phone number?
I think so.
I've got her Facebook, I know. I don't think I have her phone number.
Well, I think we had to hustle around the second to the last trip to your house where you had to come out and get us
Oh, yeah.
because all of our phones
Forgot
were
about
dying.
So the reason why I ask is that way we can get updates on how you're doing. Because
Okay, well, it shouldn't be a problem because it's supposed to be an outpatient thing.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So they wanted to make sure the other day that I had somebody to take me home.
Okay, that's a good thing. I just want to know that you're okay. So,
Yeah.
Drew, why don't you wrap this up?
I guess a couple of hours ago, they said there's going to be another storm coming off the Gulf.
Yeah, that's
Marvelous.
welcome to Wind and
Headed
Rain
for
to
Florida.
Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah,
If
but
it
which
follows
side?
the path it's going,
Ours.
Well, the Gulf is the West Coast.
It's coming up from the West Coast. It didn't develop into anything above a tropical storm, but it's going to have a lot of rain.
Well, Helena didn't develop into a hurricane until it crossed into land.
Right. It's already in the Gulf. It's almost to Florida right now.
Yeah.
There is 2 hurricanes going towards John's area, though.
right there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
saw
didn't
there's
do it.
2 hurricanes that look like they're looping over to John's area that are in the middle of the Atlantic.
Can we just nuke them?
No, unfortunately not.
Sharpie won't
What? That's not going to work?
You.
And as I said, the Sharpie won't fucking work either.
You do a if you can make a nuclear bomb that only takes 1 atom, then yeah, we can do it. We can nuke them.
But that's not a chain reaction then.
Well, that's all the space that's safe.
The sad part is it's not the nuke. If we had ice that didn't fucking melt, we could drop icebergs in it. But the problem is that would just flood the fucking world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we do have icebergs that don't melt.
But if you put it in the middle
They're
of the
called
land,
politicians.
No. In World War II, they designed iceberg aircraft carriers.
Yes, a gentleman in Canada invented something called piecrete.
And you mix it with ice and freeze it, and it has a lower melting point.
Huh.
Yeah, but then they
Yeah,
discovered
it's,
that how much they would have to invest in it.
Actually, they found out the war's over. We don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
Then they were going to build they were also not only ice carrier, they were also going to build the ice island shaped like a carrier off Newfoundland. I remember reading all about those crazy things.
Well, I think Japan actually developed floating islands.
China.
Yes, we call them
Yeah.
aircraft towers.
Their current
And some of them are already sinking.
China made, I think it's 100 and something man-made islands to expand their territory, and yeah, they're sinking kind of like their sub did.
Yeah, their aircraft carrier went up in smoke.
It'd
So
be
much
like
for that. And they had one of their brand new submarines sink in the middle of the Yangtze River. So, there's
Well, what's
that.
really funny about both incidences is that nobody's paying attention to is both of those vessels were still under tug power. They weren't even under their own.
Yeah, pretty sad.
It's like you couldn't even start the engine first. Come on, guys.
I'm just saying, who was welding that shit?
Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, has the USS Nebraska submarine docked at the Coast Guard facility in Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Think how far inland Nebraska is.
Yeah, there's that little thing of water that starts all the way up at Hudson Bay and it comes all the way across and it goes all the way out on the Columbia River at Goose Bay, Oregon.
But it's not usually deep enough to get a submarine through.
It is if they're on the surface.
Yeah, that's what they had to do.
They have these things called barges.
I'm just saying,
We don't need no stinking barges.
can you actually be considered a superpower when your submarine sinks in dock?
Don't know.
Although we did run into
Anything
a
is
mountain.
possible.
We did have one of our submarines run into a mountain near China.
Okay.
Well, we can go down the list of failures from the Chinese, like the copy of the latest Russian tank that the Chinese cloned, and they sold a bunch of them to a country in Africa, and the main guns were malfunctioning on them. So they sent some of their people and discovered that the weapon could only be fired safely once in half an hour. If you tried to fire it again before the half hour was up, it would rupture in the breach.
Okay, I gotta go, guys. I gotta hit the bathroom.
Take care, John.
Later.
Well, we
Very
were
good.
going to wrap it up. So, I need to do the same thing.
I just realized Tori doesn't work tomorrow, and she got home. She's been up a little late, so she's probably going to sleep in.
There you go.
That's a good thing.
I'm looking at FanCon's schedule right now for October.
Mhm.
Actually, for those who really want to go, Spooky Empire is going to be running from the 11th through the 13th. That's going to be at the Hyatt Regency. Okay.
I've got Tori's birthday to deal with.
Right. What else we got here? There's an event at the Cooper Memorial Library in Claremont on the 5th.
I'm pleading for a fifth. So.
Well, there you go. But of course, there's the free event at Oviedo Mall, the Anime Ween thing.
Good scotch, John.
That's the 26th.
Yeah.
That's what I
He's
got.
got the scotch worth having,
Yeah. And John's got that Maker Faire thing. We'll probably have a table there.
I know we're going to have a table there.
26 or the,
Okay.
We need bodies.
the second.
Yep.
That one's the
Okay.
second. Okay.
November 2nd.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's plan on that.
I'll probably be there. I'll probably be there with John.
Okay, guys and girls, and whoever else is listening, cats and dogs and birds and wards, and
Uh, whoever survives this thing.
until next time, your hatches sealed so that you don't drown, and don't fly the bird of prey into the water. Good idea.
Yeah.
So
That
Also,
is
remember, you can't
that is
control
no
who
bueno.
comes into your life, but you can control what airlock you throw them through.
yep.
Indeed.
So everybody live long and prosper. Have a nice week, and we'll post some pictures
Indeed.
of the party next week, and I will work on that AER for you, Jorn, tomorrow. So have a
Because-
nice day.
We're going to be Maker Faire. You're going to have whole another one to write up.
We're all going to be doing them.
Hmm.
Because now I got to do it for my own department.
John, Drew, when you get a chance tomorrow, give me a call, okay? About
I'm gonna
No,
end the stream
we
and y'all
discussed
can
earlier.
continue talking.
Okay.
Okay.
Catch you later.